Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. I want to send double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Send much peace, love, and salutations to Yakim out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, sincerity and truth. This is Brother Ariala. And on this lesson, I just want to do a practical breakdown of the dietary law. We read here in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, it gives us a diagram of the clean and unclean foods, the foods that should be for our consumption and the foods that we should abstain from. And we always talk about the benefits of eating the Levitical diet, as people say, or eating the dietary law. A lot of the things that the Most High has told us to abstain from, we see in just practical science how those foods are so bad for you and just create a lot of damage in your body. And we talk about these things spiritually and how just being obedient to Yahweh Shem Shah leads to health and leads to longevity. But I want to read some practical information just to show you how the Most High had a purpose and reason for putting these things and having these things written down. The book of Romans chapter 7 verse 12, it says, wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy and just and good. Okay, so the things that are written in the law were meant for us to be clean, meant for us to be righteous and be on point, And so when we get this wisdom, we ought to use it. Proverbs 3:13 says, happy is the man that findeth wisdom and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. All right, so length of days, longevity, riches. Her ways are ways of plenteousness, of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom founded the earth, by understanding he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down to dew. So the Most High put things together in a certain way. So there's a way that we're supposed to interact with creation. And, here in Leviticus and Deuteronomy 14th chapter, there's a way that, we are supposed to consume creation, And so it is needful to pay attention to that. I put into Gronk 3, what are some of the practical benefits of the dietary law of the Bible? It says this: the dietary laws in the Bible, primarily found in Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14, outline foods considered clean and unclean, prohibited and permitted for the Israelites. These laws, part of the Mosaic covenant, were given to promote holiness, obedience, and separation from surrounding nations, but they also carry practical benefits from health, ecological, and social perspective. Below are some of the practical benefits grounded in historical and scientific understanding. Health and hygiene benefits: reduce risk of foodborne illnesses. Many unclean animals like pigs and shellfish were more likely to carry pathogens or parasites in ancient times due to their scavenging habits or aquatic environments. Okay, so we always tell people the pigs are the vacuums of the earth, and shrimp and shellfish, they're the vacuums of the ocean. Would you go inside your vacuum and eat it? No. I saw a clip. I think I was on X where a dude gave a pig a whole beer can. Like a whole beer can. He ate the can. The beer was all gushing out, and they all laughing. You gonna eat something that does that? It says pigs can harbor parasites like Teniasolium, pork tapeworm, which causes cysticercosis of meat if meat is undercooked. Shellfish such as oysters and clams can accumulate toxins or bacteria like Vibrio inworm warm coastal waters, especially without modern sanitation. Prohibiting these foods likely protected the Israelites from diseases that were poorly understood in a pre-modern world without refrigeration or enhanced cooking techniques. Encouragements of thorough cooking. The laws indirectly promoted careful preparation of meat, as blood was to be drained, Leviticus 17:10 through 14, reducing the risk of blood-borne disease like salmonella or E. coli. Right, and we also were instructed to cook our food, not to eat of the blood. You cook it all the way through. All right, avoidance of cleaner diets. Permitted animals, i.e., remnants like cattle and sheep, primarily eat grass, which results in less exposure to contaminants compared to omnivorous or scavenging animals. This aligns with modern nutritional insights favoring leaner meats for heart health. See? Right? So you eat a lot of these fatty, salty, dirty animals that our people eat, pig and catfish. It leads to bad heart health, man. Bad liver health, bad kidney health. And that's why people die of these systemic diseases so readily, because they don't follow the dietary law that the Most High said to follow. That's why we're number one in all of these diseases. Okay? So, two says ecological and environmental benefits. Sustainable animal husbandry. The clean animals, cattle, sheep, goats, are typically grazers that thrive in the arid and semi-arid environments of the Near East. Their grazing can be managed to prevent overgrazing, supporting sustainable land use. Okay? Preservation of marine ecosystems. Prohibiting shellfish may have reduced overharvesting of delicate aquatic species, preserving coastal and riverine ecosystems. For example, shrimp and lobster populations are often overfished today, disrupting marine food chains. See, and we always talk about the overfishing of the lakes and oceans, and removing these shrimps and lobsters and crabs from these ecosystems cause the ecosystems to basically become toxic and polluted, killing off other essential organisms in that ecosystem. But Esau doesn't give a damn. That's why the waters are so toxic now. Because the things that keep it clean, the animals that help keep it clean, they are being overfished out of it, ruining the ecosystem, and bringing the pig everywhere. When the Spanish took the damn pig and just took it everywhere, now you have wild boars running all around the place and messing up the land. Okay, to the point to where in different parts of the United States, they have like they get an M50 and get in the back of a pickup truck or even in a helicopter and go and just kill thousands and thousands of hogs because they overrun the land. Okay, it says avoidance of predatory species. Many unclean animals, birds like vultures or carnivorous fish, play critical roles in cleaning ecosystems by consuming carrion or waste. Avoiding their consumption may have helped maintain ecological balance by not overhunting these species. Because you know what a vulture is going to do is going to come and clean up dead carcasses and things of that nature. Okay? But you got crazy people that want to go and eat these animals. 3 says social and cultural benefits. Community cohesion. The dietary laws created a distinct cultural identity for the Israelites, reinforcing social bonds through shared practices. Eating together was a sacred act, and adhering to kosher meals strengthened tribal and familial unity, which was crucial for survival in ancient tribal societies. Discipline and self-control. Following strict dietary rules fostered discipline and mindfulness about food choices, which could translate to other areas of life, such as ethical behavior or resource management. This aligns with modern studies showing that dietary restrictions can enhance self-regulation. Obviously, if you do these things, it's going to help different areas, in society, right? And it's crazy because when you think about it, it's really not that hard to do. It shouldn't take that much discipline not to eat pork, you know, especially when you have all these other foods that you can eat, like ridiculous. Economic efficiency. The permitted animals were often domesticated and easier to manage. Sheep, goats, reducing reliance on the need for hunting unpredictable wild species. This supported a stable food supply for communities, especially during sieges or droughts. Just common sense, man. Now, this says psychological and spiritual benefits. It says mindful consumption. The laws encourage intentionality in eating, which can reduce overindulgence and promote gratitude for food. This resonates with the modern mindfulness practices linked to better mental health. Sense of purpose. For adherents following the laws provided a sense of purpose and obedience to the Most High, which can reduce stress and enhance psychological well-being. Uh, studies show that religious observance can correlate with lower anxiety and greater life satisfaction. Uh, Potential modern relevance. It says while some benefits were context specific to ancient conditions, modern science supports aspects of the Mediterranean style diet reflected in biblical laws, like lean meats, grains, and fruits. For example, red meat from ruminants like lamb is rich in protein, iron, and B vitamins, supporting muscle and blood health when consumed in moderation. Avoiding processed or scavenged foods aligns with dietary guidelines emphasizing whole, minimally processed foods. Okay? And so then it says, however, modern sanitation and cooking methods have mitigated some risks. And that's would be the excuse that Edomite will make, for not following the Heavenly Father. Edomites will always try to find a shortcut instead of doing it the way that Most High had prescribed. But yeah, I just wanted to read that, practical benefits of the dietary law. And when we look into the laws and then you study it in science or just in the world in general, you see that it wasn't just the Most High making some stuff up. From how we manage our land to what we eat to how we deal with people that have diseases, how women deal with their menstrual cycles, how you deal with childbirth. All of these things have practical implications around them that show you in the real world, oh, this is the benefit. We talked about the circumcision on the 8th day last night at the street speaking, and how the production of vitamin K doesn't really start until a few days after the baby is born for blood clotting. And so 8 days is a practical amount of time to do the circumcisions. Yes, there is the obedience, the strict obedience and following what the Most High said, but the Most High has a method to his madness, so to speak. There's a reason towards it. And so, yeah, I just wanted to read that. Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, man, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rekah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to Yakim out there pushing the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, sincerely and true. Shalom.